Waits for the 0-1. It is gone.
This is Gavin Lux here hanging out with Andy.
I wouldn't have been able to experience what I did today without Candy. They're definitely changing the game for sure.
Sheesh. If that hype video doesn't get me hyped up, I don't know what will. What's up, everyone? Back with another Candy live stream. As you know, there's a lot happening across baseball right now. The NL MVP is racing up, heating up. The AL Cy Young race is getting tighter. And every game down the stretch is starting to carry a little more weight, especially if you're a Yankees fan. As always, it's exciting. It's going to be a big week here at Candy. Our first 2026 MLB Gold Series auction sold out in 27 minutes last week. And today, we're going to go take a look back at how that debuted and then turn our attention to what's coming next for Gold Series, the next gen packs. Joining me today are Candy co-founder Matt Novogratz and creative director Aaron Freibowitz. Freebo is going to give us a closer look at what the next Gold Series icons look like, what we can expect for inserts, the creative process behind them, and what collectors can expect from this upcoming auction. We'll also be answering questions from the chat through the stream, so send those our way. And one note for the DC folks, we haven't forgotten about you, and we actually will be hosting a dedicated DC live stream later this week with a lot to discuss. So mark that on your calendars, dates and details to come. But with that, we have a lot to get into. So Matt, Freebo, welcome back. I think it's time we talk some gold, right?
Yeah, no doubt. And after that video, I run through a brick wall.
Yeah.
The vibes are high. Last week was exciting. Certainly a lot of learnings that we're going to potentially tweak a few things this week that we'll roll out for you today. But no, I think feels like we're in a real good spot. Hey,
I agree.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, Novo. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. It's like Novo said, it's been an exciting week. Appreciate everyone documenting their experience, right? Posting online. It's a great way for us to see what's going on out there, how things are being received. We certainly read and hear everything you guys are saying. So appreciate you all.
Yes, as always, as you guys know, this new era of Candy Digital, we want to hear from the fans. We want to hear from the collectors. We see the inboxes on X, Discord, email piling up with your feedback. And as you guys have seen, we're putting a lot of that feedback into play. So keep it coming. Don't be shy. We're always taking it and trying to see what we could do with it. So keep it coming. Yeah, with that, I think, yeah.
To kick it off, just, thinking about last week, it was an exciting week. Like, I think we had so many new elements that we're learning. We had to learn part of it. Certainly the fans had to learn how these work. These reverse auction. It's a different style of certainly purchasing. Exciting. I think we learned different things we could tweak. For instance, it felt like some people were just hanging out in the checkout for a little long, just to potentially, I don't know, think maybe they could hold on to a different price for longer. That's something we clean up. But overall, it was smooth. The set itself, and mind you, that's the first tranche of a set. But they look awesome. Just super cool cards, and a great list to start with. So it was a very, very exciting day for Candy. I love the price discovery of it, for the fans to truly decide what they value these at, and I thought it went really well. And excited for week 2 coming up. Last week obviously had some pretty big names. This week potentially might have bigger names overall. Well, certainly some of my favorite players, I should say. PCA for one. He may have passed Shohei when it comes to the MVP race this year. Gunnar, obviously, I'm close with. Is potentially my favorite player. Not having the greatest year, but for a guy who's 24 years old, he's off to a remarkable Hall of Fame trajectory. Ellie obviously is always big, and Junior Caminero. I mean, that guy he is slightly of a slow start, but dude is on fire. If not for Jordan, he'd be running away with the AL MVP. So this is a spectacular list. Freebo's inserts once again are the chef's kiss. So I think you guys are gonna really dig this set, and I think you'll really enjoy the improvements that we're doing to this week as well, which we'll get into it a bit more. I don't know, Freebo, who's your favorite player in this set?
Oh, my favorite player, Phillies killer James Wood. Feels like a good nomination there. You know, in Gunner's defense, the Orioles been bad.
Let's put a little respect on their name. It's only I can say that. You can't say that.
That's okay. We got some fun facts coming up about my Phillies.
You do. But no, so look, this week, 6 incredible players. I forgot about James Wood. I mean, that guy he might be the NL MVP.
And you know, to add to that, like, I think when you look back at the power packs from last week, like these have been household names that have dominated MLB for, you know, probably more than a decade at this point, with guys like Freeman and Schwarber. But like, that is what this upcoming drop is going to focus on, is the next gen. And it's kind of easy to forget how amazing these players are because they're so young. So I don't know. I might be chasing that Ellie.
I mean, we haven't released that many Caminero or James Wood icons as a whole, right? There's not a ton of PCA out there either. So yeah, that's a different, unique feature for this one. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. And then I would say, to Freebo's point about seeing everything that you all have posted over the past few days, like we see it, we read it, and you know, we're fans as well. So we want a lot of what you want. I think the one most common theme is just make this easier, and that is certainly a desire of ours. So the professor, as you've seen, and the doctor, I believe he's been on a few of these, they've been working tirelessly to make this process feel more seamless, to abstract as much of the crypto from this as possible. You're going to see, you have seen updates daily. You're going to continue to see updates as we continue. This will feel a whole lot easier in the coming weeks. We're also engaged with talks with other marketplaces, exchanges, to how do we connect with more people that are already in this ecosystem, buying and selling digital assets. So we're going to make this tent bigger. We're going to bring more people into this tent. We're going to make it easier. And you're going to start seeing it very soon. So trust me, we have heard that. Another kind of common a common thread that we saw this week was what happened to the quests. I think last week I mentioned we weren't sure about where we're going with quests. We were still kicking some ideas around. I'm here to say tonight we will be doing quests for this one. And before you come at me with pitchforks, I will say, if you have sold something up into this point, we will honor you having had one of those in your collection. So if you had a rare Freddie Freeman, consider yourself having a Freddie Freeman now. Now that ends. This is the line in the sand. So you're gonna have to hold these going forward. But that is one of the benefits of blockchain. We know who owned these cards. I will also say, just to prepare yourselves, they will resemble. They'll be very similar to the quests we've had in the past. So think of a full set and some sort of partial set. The prizes we still need to get, or the rewards rather, we still need to get approved by the league and the PA. So those details will be coming soon. But this is a pretty badass set, so I would expect some pretty cool rewards.
Yeah, and with that, definitely expect comms to follow this live stream, and as more of those details get solidified, as always, through blog posts, emails, X, Discord, we'll make sure all the collectors and fans know what they are chasing, and especially for these quests. And to that point, same with the base series quests. We have communicated Labor Day, September 7th, as the deadline for the base quest. Internally, we're getting that UI up and running, so that way you guys go to candy.io and track what you have, what you're still needing to get, We do know a couple of the community members have spun up their own trackers, but that is in our roadmap to get that live in the coming days. So more to come there. As you guys know, quests have always been a big part of Candy, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yes, for sure. One last point about the week ahead. Obviously, the headline is Wednesday, but I know there's been a lot of questions about this last kind of mile of migration, specifically around unopened packs. The good doctor, has assured us those are about a week away. So you'll be seeing those soon. It was really just a technical aspect of being able to open those on chain. So he's created a program that allows you to now open those on chain. So you'll be hearing more about that within a week.
There we go. Should we crack open the deck, Freebo?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right.
Enough our dumb faces.
And there we go.
All right. So I promised you guys we would start with some fun facts. We don't talk enough baseball on these, right? We want to make a pot out of it. Let's go. Did you know the 1977 Rangers were notable for having 4 managers in a single season? You should wiki it. It's a pretty interesting story. They cycled through 3 in 3 days, but 4 on one single road trip. And There's an image of Don Mattingly back there for no reason at all. Another fun fact.
How bad were the Rangers that year?
They actually finished very strong, which is a good case for our next fun fact that Billy Martin was fired 5 separate times by Jordan Steinbrenner.
Yeah,
so you can't rehire people.
That's a crazy
Rob Thompson back there for no reason at all.
That might be one of the weirdest stats ever.
Yeah, it's Mrs. Steinbrenner days. So that was a fun era.
Yeah, Aaron Boone would not be managing if he was still around. So
he may have been back and forth and back 5, 6 times, 7 times.
True.
Love it. All right, guys. So let's hop in. Wanted to just recap here with a visual of the collection quest for the Rainbow Rewards. I think you guys are pretty familiar with these. These are out in the wild, but wanted to revisit these as well. We can't play video here. I should remove that slide. Into thumbnails. Again, you guys have seen those. Your partial set collection is Aaron Judge. We see some good progress there on all the trackers, so keep that up. And then your Ohtani chase as well, commemorating his Game 3 heroic. So just a visual reminder there. Yeah, Novo.
You mentioned this to me earlier today. How many people have completed the Ohtani so far?
Oh, I want to say Ohtani were maybe around 60.
Yeah, it was like 60.
I quoted you on the Rainbow, the collection quest for the Rainbow Rewards. Those were at 27. Thank you, Pixel Collector. Super engaging website. I visit it a lot. So we have 27 there, and then I want to say we're slightly under 100 for the Judge, maybe slightly over 100, somewhere in that pocket. Awesome. So tranche 2 of Gold Series, PCA, Ellie, Gunnar, Junior, Caminero, James Wood, and Churio. So great lot. Really exciting players, all bring something a little different, a little flair to the game. For those of you who hadn't seen, we were just talking before this, the All the Smoke podcast had Jeff Passan on this week, and he was talking about PCA a little bit, some of the other players in the league. It was a great listen if you have an hour, 2 hours on your hands. But to hop in, so we can see the lineup here. This is what our rares are looking like. Love Junior in the Mother's Day pink here. We don't get enough defensive photos, so really appreciate Ellie for that, just being really photogenic. Not everyone looks that good throwing a baseball. Look at you, Bobby Witt Jr.
Nor do they throw it quite as hard.
It's also true. Not always a good thing. Sometimes it can go a little far left. Alec Bohm. Moving into our epics, you can see we start to introduce our alternate logos. We get to use our Sweet Cubs logo on this one, the oft-used one. And then into our Legos. We saw some openings of those packs last week and over the weekend. So congrats to all of you who pulled those. Appreciate you documenting. So again, pretty cool tranche. Really into these players. Hope you guys dig them. And getting into inserts. So this is our PCA Pixicon insert with a revised font here. So our T no longer looks like a G. Thank you guys for calling that out. And these are intended to celebrate both the player and the environment they play in. Wrigley was a really cool one to bring to this. No better scene than the Ivy in the outfield. Also learned some interesting things. So they are one of 2 teams that still manually operates their scoreboard. You can't see my mouse. I'm pointing with my mouse like you can. And they also list umpire numbers on the scoreboard, who are the
That's
only
cool.
scoreboard to do that in the whole league. So, right, really interesting nuances you kind of pick up as you work with content across the league.
Why do umpires have
It's
numbers?
pretty fun. Why do they have numbers?
Yes,
Because they don't want you to know their names.
fair enough.
That's the next fun fact for the next live stream. You could bring us, Freebo, as to why they have numbers.
Maybe everything is cyclical, right? Robots have numbers, so by the time we get there, it's just
Yeah.
a big barcode.
Yeah, you talk about Wrigley. I was out there probably like a month ago at this point, and it was an insane stadium. It's like it's basic, but it allows you to focus
You're
on
packed in there
baseball.
pretty tight.
Yeah,
Right.
Awesome time.
Yeah,
And
great
Freebo, you're right. Like
experience.
Wrigley to this one adds so much. Like that back image is. I would hang that on my wall.
Yeah,
Super cool, right? And this also goes back, I think I made the point last week, where some photos just aren't ideal for an icon. Again, like I feel like these are really cool ways to celebrate some alternate angles and some different things within photography that we don't ordinarily get to explore.
Yeah, and also as a reminder here, these are animated, right? This is just.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
just.
Well,
because
I actually have the animation if you want to pull that up real quick.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hope you guys like the
Uh-oh.
audio for these things.
That is so sick.
So sick. And Freebo, the audio, like I used to subscribe to Nintendo Power.
Right.
Of course, I like that audio.
I mean, they always say, right, you're never your own client. So I come from the same era. Hope it doesn't feed too much into myself. So, yeah, so there's your Pixicon for this time around. It's PCA. And we will celebrate Ellie De La Cruz with a Momenticon. So, again, we didn't want to lean in too much to individual events with these. We want to save those for our diamond tier and higher collectible rewards. But this was a really good way to just kind of celebrate the excitement he brings to the game. So we created a little montage around a game. We went 2 for 2 with a walk, stolen base, a couple nice defensive plays, and culminated together in a pretty nice collectible here.
Nice.
can bring that
I got
one
this one. Yeah, I got this one too. So let's bring it up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's nobody plays with the amount of electricity that Ellie brings.
Yeah, he goes hard, man. It's he's a force. Love
What's
guy.
that process like going through all those clips, right? Just to patch this together, because it feels like it's a cinematic masterpiece that's behind that momentum.
Appreciate that. Music does a lot of heavy lifting in this instance. Video selection is a good question. It's detailed. Frequently I'll bring up like a baseball reference page. I'll go dig through some stat lines. I'll see a good game that someone had, and that's just kind of like a starting off point. MLB's got a pretty robust database with every game organized by clips with keywords. I found maybe the simplest way to trudge through those is going game by game and searching my search bar for a specific player. It can be pretty cumbersome. A lot of times when you think, there's going to be a great clip from a game someone went 4 for 4, there's no slow-mo, there's no close-up, there's no, alternate angle, and that kind of becomes a bust when you're looking to boil down, a 1.5 minute clip into a nice succinct clip. So there's some challenges that bring up. You'll also notice like different broadcasts give us different things. So if something's on, Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV, we'll probably get 6 to 8 cameras, 4K, slow-mo, your wire cam, and I don't want to disrespect any city, but someone like, the White Sox maybe don't have the most polished broadcast.
And the A's, right? Because they play it in a minor league stadium. It's very weird camera angles, right?
Yeah, super good call out. What's an interesting one is Target Field in Minnesota. I frequently find they have some interestingly positioned cameras, especially with the photography we get from them. So, every stadium, right, has their own little nuance and subtlety. At least we don't have any more hills in the outfield anywhere.
Yeah.
Which we got a pool to get rid of, but
Busted,
we're working on
busted
it.
a couple ankles, yeah. Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for shedding some light on that.
Of course.
Oh, let's bring this back up.
Yeah, speaking of questions, I think that's kind of about it for what this tranche is looking like. Novo, any detail we kind of want to get into there?
Well, I would say it'll replicate what we did last time in terms of the sizing, right? There's still going to be the epics are going to be 1 of 10, which is, sorry, my neighbor is doing construction. Any weird sounds. The epics will be 1 of 10, which again, it's the smallest epic lot we've ever had. Rare is also the smallest of 1 of 25. We've got a quest, which is exciting. The one change we're going to have on this, we're going to start these from the reverse auction. We're going to start them slightly lower. We're going to do these at 2,000. It feels like just the number, the go forward number for this, the way we just or where we see this value in these, and I think it'll keep the excitement going early. But as I said, like when it comes to me and my player list, other than it's this one and potentially this one is potentially, I should say, my favorite. I mean, again, I'm biased with Gunnar, but PCA, this is just it's a stellar list, super dynamic group of players, right? I think that's the one thing all 6 of these guys share. They are probably the 6 most exciting players in baseball. So I'm very fired up for it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Is this the last slide, Freebo?
Yeah, this will be the last slide. We can kill this from here.
Okay, cool. All right.
Bring our dumb faces back up.
There we go. So yeah, I mean, that is a close look at next gen Gold Series icons. As always, you could expect more details as we head into Wednesday's auction. Just a heads up, that auction this time is at 2 p.m. Eastern. Last week was at 5 p.m. This week, figured we'd bring it up for our friends internationally. So again, there's a lot to come through in these Gold Series auctions. PCA, James Wood, Ellie, the list goes on and on. I'm excited. Let's see if we could be at a 27-minute sellout this time around. But if not, I'm hyped either way.
For sure. And keep in mind, again, right, we've got the quest for this one as well. And if you've seen some of the preliminary designs that we're both putting together, it's this one's going to be one. It'll be worth it. That's for sure. More details from there.
Yeah, definitely want to make this one worth you guys' while.
There we go. All right. Should we open it up to questions?
Let's do questions.
All right. Let's start up at the top. Let's go through. When MLB fantasy game using our digital cards? Bringing back some old memories.
Old memories, PTSD, nightmares. I think this is one of those. This is a perfect community driven event, right? Like we, with So Rare and their rights, we are not allowed to dabble into this. Doesn't stop you guys from putting together something where you use these as your game pieces, right? And that's really kind of the ethos of what we're trying to do here, right? Crowdfunded, community funded, community driven, but they work really well. We just don't necessarily have those rights, but what should not stop you from doing it.
If anyone puts that together, let me know, because I would love to join that fantasy league. Let's see. Question: when will legacy packs be migrated over?
Yeah, so I touched on that a bit earlier. This is the last leg of the migration. We expect that to be done within the week. By the end of the week, we'll have clearer comms, but we were told this morning it's about a week away.
Well, actually, we got some breaking news from the doctor in Slack, and he says, there we go. You heard it here first on the Solus Novo Freebo podcast. So the migration, except for legacy packs, which is what Novo's talking about, is completed. Nothing is left under review. The last few decisions is just how those unopened legacy packs will be migrated over. So technically, migration is done. Legacy packs maybe within the week or maybe sooner. But yeah, thank you. Hat tip to the doctor for dropping that knowledge to us. All right, let's see. OG Vault says Candy seems laser focused on MLB and not at all on DC. We have a DC live stream coming up later this week. Details to come. So more to come there. Let's see what else we got. Here's one for Freebo. Are any of these 2026 photos of the players?
Ooh, love this question. So yes, so every season that we do a set for, the photo will always be current. We also do a pretty robust flip through of the archive to just make sure anything doesn't get too close to what we've used prior. I saw some other chatter there about, like alternate jerseys and whatnot. That certainly goes into thoughts as well. Anytime we can build off, right, what a base element looks like, whether that's a jersey or a design or what have you, right, it gives us nice leverage of where to go. So yes, all photos are always current, and we do always look for a spectrum of jerseys and clothing and poses and what have you.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Freebo. Here's one from the Jimp. Quests for each individual gold release 1 through 6 or all gold releases together?
So it's going to be a bit of both. So we're looking at this whole gold set as one set. There will be different elements. For the full set completion, spoiler, you're going to need to have one player. You're going to have one card from every player, all 36. There'll be some different nuances when it comes to the partial set. But think of this whole gold release as one large set with 6 different themes.
There you go. And again, as always, more info to come there, detailing and breaking down rewards, requirements, deadlines, all that good stuff that inform your guys' decision in the marketplace. So we got one from King Yao. Are icons or gems, first hits / MLB debuts, planned for the later arrivals like George Lombard, Max Clark, etc.?
Right now, we're looking at everything, right? It's not part of what we're trying to do here. But when it comes to gems are not part of our current focus, right? We're focused really on icons. We're trying to create a pretty streamlined, scarce market through icons. Doesn't mean we can't create an icon for some of these guys later down the road.
All right. Thank you for that. We got a question from Derek's. Go ahead.
And on that, I would say we really want to be very intentional with our product offering, right? Like we see icons as our kind of our lead horse in this. We want you to know what to collect. We don't want to have a confusion in the marketplace. So I would, if you are to see these guys, it'll be in icon form.
Sweet. Question from Derek Snook. How do we know how the marketplace will be improving?
Yes. So I can't tell you the exact details, but if you check every day, so when you say the marketplace, Derek, I imagine you're talking about Magic Eden. And for that, that's out of our control, right? We don't work there. But what we are doing is what I kind of said at the top of this. We are working on ways to improve our search features, our ways to transact on Candy, to abstract that crypto friction. We're also in talks with other marketplaces about how we can bring these collectibles to them and connect these collectors together. So you will see daily improvements, both on Pulse, on our website, and bigger ones to follow. But yes, the goal here is for everyone. How do we make this easier? How do we make this feel like a regular, almost e-commerce experience? And we're getting there, and we will get there.
Thank you for that. We got one from Major NFT. Any plans for stadiums?
I imagine this is about the Stadium Series, which I always hold dear to my heart. Look, it's a great collection. We'd love to figure out different ways to engage with the teams. We're constantly in talk with teams. It'd be fun to figure out a way that teams could rally around those stadiums. So more to come there, but no immediate plans.
I was just browsing that set this weekend. Love those two.
There we go.
My wife, by the way, she completed the Stadium Challenge, so she's asking me all the time. In fact, we've got the physical print that that he made and hanging in our kids' playroom.
There we go. That's pretty sick. Question: when marketing always. If you or anyone else in the community has any ideas, if you are creating content and you want to get involved with Candy, definitely reach out to us on X, Discord, email, wherever. We're always looking for opportunities to collab with creators in the space. Again, very early signs, but now is the time to get in so we could grow together. So any ideas, we're all ears. And then we have Tad, who also reaffirming what Novo said earlier on the gold quests. He's confirming the plan, and as always, more to come there. Here's a question from Coach Neighbor. Some of the 2023 plays of the day show an action photo, and some show a baseball cube profile picture. Any reason for the same set to be different? It wasn't this way before.
Excellent question. So you'll also notice this plagues is maybe the wrong word. This affects a lot of other assets as they're showing up on the secondary. For instance, when you click on an asset, you maybe see a blank screen or something that doesn't play prior. So this has to do with our carousel and how that was set up. This is likely going to be an off-season initiative once we get some other things out of the way, but definitely something we're aware of, and we do want to uniform and hone down on. I think there's some extra stuff in collections as well. You don't need a backup card. You don't need a COA with a 2021 All-Star icon. So there's plenty out there for us to do. We're keeping tabs, taking notes, and yeah, we'll be going back and making some adjustments.
Great. Next question from Headbanger. What happened to the player's card if he's traded to another team? Will Metaplex Core update the current card? I think this might be a Snook's nightmare if his Ohtani updated to a Dodger Ohtani.
Oh, no. When he comes to Philly, you guys are all doomed.
So we will update the stats and we will the information behind the card, but the photograph, that is a timestamp of the moment in time, right? Like that is, it's like buying a baseball card. Whether who's someone big that got traded in the past 2 weeks?
Tarek Skubal, right? Great example. Right. Skubal's cards are always going to be Tigers issued until his next card, which he'll be featured as a Dodger.
That's right.
Awesome. Question from King Yao. Will Gold Series auction number 2 and 3 through 6 be its own collection on Magic Eden?
No, those will all be part of the same. We want to keep, like Novo was just saying, these are all part of one set. They will all be contained within that Gold Series. And I also saw another question here. We are fixing that listing on Magic Eden to be MLB Gold Series.
And I would add too, kind of what I was saying before. Like I know there's a lot of focus on Magic Eden, this frustration, quite frankly, when it comes to searching. Like we're aware of all of that. I would not limit our imagination or your imagination to Magic Eden's current capabilities. We are working around that. We are working for other ways to both trade these, to view these. But yes, like we are fully aware how hard it is. In fact, it's almost a miracle that you guys are trading as frequently as you are and with the volume you are. It's a testament to this group, to this community, and to how cool these collectibles are, I hope. But no, this is it's like it's basically the beginning of every one of our stand-ups is how do we make this easier?
There we go. Here's a fun one from AJ. If every MLB team got to draft one DC character, who goes first overall? Nova, who are you picking first?
It's hard not to with Superman. The guys, it's
Superman. Freebo, what about you?
Batman, obviously.
What are you talking about?
I'd say Batman.
Batman can hit a curveball. Like Superman is literally an alien.
It's PEDs, man. He's juicing.
Ooh. Yeah, true.
Laser beam eyes. I've never.
That's a good question. I like that question.
That's a good one. Thank you, AJ.
Thanks, AJ.
When will there be a DC comic drop? So at the top of this stream, we announced that there will be a DC-centric live stream later this week, targeting either Thursday or Friday. We'll have the team jump on, provide some updates. So stay tuned for that live stream. Let's see what else we got.
Love that avatar, Wes. Super cool.
Another one from Yao. Can we expect rewards for the 2025 Candy League leaderboard as well as the 2025 inaugural Marks Emerald Edition?
So definitely 2025 inaugural Marks, 100% committed to that. Bear with me a couple weeks to a couple months. We'll get those out for you for sure. As far as the Candy League leaderboard, Novo, anything? We had any internal discussions?
That's something I'm gonna have to come back on. I've got to do some more research.
Yeah, I'll put a pin in that one, but we will definitely we'll address that.
Make sure you remind me, please, because we'll dig into that one.
Rarible is teasing Solana. Are you guys planning on pushing Candy to Rarible?
So it's exchange platform agnostic, right? We just want more people to be able to trade anything that handles Solana. So yes, is the short answer.
There we go. And that's it. Candy team doing well. Thank you for answering the questions. Have a great evening. We hope you have one too.
Conveniently highlighted that one, Anthony. Thanks,
yeah,
Coach.
I know, right?
Appreciate you.
Cool. Well, that's it for the questions.
Before we sign off, I just wanted to restate for the fourth time. We hear you loud and clear. Like, how do we make this easier? How do we remove as much friction as possible to buy, sell, trade these collectibles? How do we onboard new folks? That's going to be with ease of transaction, ease of use, to be able to explain to somebody next to you like why this matters and why it's easy to do. And we're also going to make different connections and partnerships with different exchanges, so we connect with people that are already doing it. So that's I feels like that was the headline of the commentary over the weekend. And then the next one is quests are back on. So collect these guys, because they're going to be this is going to be an awesome chase. It's going to be a really cool reward. You've seen what Freebo's cooked up before. He's told me, and this was in private. Now, I know we're on a Zoom now, or
you and me.
But he says it's going to be his best one, so we'll see. But we'll see.
You just made my dogs bark.
No, this is so. I said we're in this. We're fans as well. We want this to be fun and easy. And then the real headline is Wednesday's going to be awesome. Six players that are truly transforming the game. Electric guys. Super fun to watch. Super collectible. I think it's potentially my favorite group of the six we're doing. So get at it. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun indeed. Last couple before we close out, has Candy ever thought about MVP rookie buyback? I think we actually been talking about this internally. So as Novo said, nothing is off the table. So ideas like this are brought to us on the daily. We think through it on how we could implement it and ship it. So never say never is what I'll say to that. And then lastly, Coach Neighbor, when can we expect quest details? We're going to go ahead and republish the base series quest details today, right after this live stream, just so it's fresh in everyone's feed. And then now, once we finalize the internal details for gold series quests, we'll go ahead and get those published ASAP. So definitely sometime this week, just stay tuned.
And I would say on that, expect a full set collection, rarity agnostic, but get one of every guy. That's the way to do it.
Yep. And base set deadline, Labor Day, September 7th. So keep that in mind. And with that, Novo, Freebo, always a pleasure. Love having you guys come on, talk about what's coming up for Candy. We have a packed week ahead. DC stuff on the horizon, and excited to dive into that. But as always, Novo, Freebo, a big thank you for joining. Any last words from the both of you guys?
See you Wednesday.
Appreciate you all.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you all.
All right. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.